Hey guys, Paul Morrow here again for Robsdesk.org doing a big news recap for Thursday, 19 June. Here we go. Story number one has to remain the Israeli-Iran ongoing blow-up. There's no way that realistically you can look at any of the other security stories right now and not think that that is the major one. And as I said today on the 5, and by the way, thank you to everybody who tuned in today for the 5. It was really a fun show. We laughed a lot, had a good time. But that said, let's move on. Israel and Iran. Donald Trump's 2-week deadline here, or the 2 weeks that he's saying he's going to use to decide, it's not really a deadline. I actually think it's not a head fake. Everybody's saying, it's a head fake. You don't know what he's going to do. Yeah, that's true. But that said, I do think that he wants that time. Why? Because it's not to make a deal. There's no deal possible. We're supposed to right now have unfettered access to all the places that the Iranians are enriching uranium. What is it they're going to offer that's not supposed to be the case now? I don't see that happening. What I do see is Donald Trump allowing the Israelis, who have total air supremacy, to continue to pound Iranian assets from the sky, take out the missile launchers, is because Donald Trump, when he does move, likes to move when there's a real certainty of success. And I think that's wise. He does not want any American casualties, and I don't think what he also doesn't want are any casualties against American allies. What a nightmare it'll be if they start launching missiles into, let's say, the red zone in Iraq, and they have the ability to hit those areas. And now you have British, German, French, the people that are in the Iraqi red zone. You don't want that political headache. Never mind Americans injured. It's very counter to the Trump doctrine of essentially not getting involved. But that said, I don't see a deal being possible. And right now, the immediate pressure is simply the enrichment of uranium. And people can say, stay out of it, stay out of it. Fortress America has nothing to do with anybody here in America. It's not our problem. It is our problem, man. Anywhere in America that anywhere in the world that we are, the Iranians look to hit us if they at all can. And this idea that, we're going to have nothing to do with the Middle East, we're going to have nothing to do with Europe, we're going to have nothing, that's just not realistic. The world's too small. And the mullahs are always looking to hit us. And the history has shown it. When you go back to the hostage taking in 1979, you have the Khobar Towers, you have the barracks bombing during the Reagan years. You have the fact that they harbored the Al-Qaeda terrorists who perpetrated 9/11 after that event. You had Zarqawi hiding in Iran, who ultimately became essentially the progenitor. He's the guy who created what became ISIS. Look at all the headaches we've had there. They also were involved in the training of Al-Qaeda. There's no ignoring that they are one of our primary global antagonists. And it's only because they have this messianic thing, this apocalyptic thing with America, the small Satan, Israel, and the big Satan, America. The Iranian mullahs with a nuke is a global issue. This idea that we can put our heads in the sand and ignore it is not realistic. The first phase has to be, you got to take out that bunker. I'm sorry, we got to do it. I'm coming down on that. And I don't love it either. I don't want to get involved either. I got to tell you. But you got to take out, at the very least, Fertile, and any place that we think that they can enrich uranium or enrich the heavy water for plutonium so that they can build a bomb. Period. End of story. After that, the pressure's off. Now maybe you can do a deal. And if you don't do a deal, if nothing else, you can let the Israelis continue to do what they're doing, and maybe you can foment it a little bit, not with boots on the ground. We've learned as a nation, we get absolutely nothing out of that but blame. We're not nation building anymore. To hell with that. When it comes to that, we should be Fortress America. But what we should do is continue to foment internal unrest. You can't nation build without the population rising up. They have to do it. We can't do it. And you know what? They will do it. They came close during the Green Revolution, in 2009 under Obama. It looked like it may be going that way. We got cold feet. We didn't help. If we can get to that stage again, you got to hope some of that is still there. So where I think we are is a two-part, two-phase thing. Take the pressure off from the nukes, and then let's see about nation building, or maybe making a deal with somebody who's a little bit more moderate in exchange for us not whacking you, all right? Because otherwise, unfortunately, this is going to go on forever, and they're not going to leave us alone. Don't kid yourself. I'm Paul Morrow for the Ops Desk.